So, I was in the mountains because my cousin got married to people that live in the mountains. Mountain people. They live in a small area right next to the mountains. And so one night I was trying to find my cousin's dog because my other cousin brought him out to pee and then she got distracted. See, it runs in the family. That's how I know I'm not adopted. And then left the dog. So I went to find the dog and it was around 1 or 2 a.m. And I'm not sure why I was really brave that day, but maybe I was thinking about the dog. Cause the dog is a freaking tiny Pomeranian. You know what happens to little Pomeranian when they're left alone in the woods in the middle of the night? They die, cause they're so small. So obviously as an overlord, I gotta protect the dogs. And also I like this Pomeranian. It's the least noisiest Pomeranian I've ever seen. Dog don't even bark. Maybe because he is raised by cats. You know, this is so cute. But the Pomeranian was raised alongside cats. And the Pomeranian knows how to lick himself and groom himself. And then the Pomeranian takes a lot of naps and sits like a loaf. You know, like the hands are tucked inside like a little loaf. And then he's so fluffy, so he's like a giant loaf. A fluffy loaf. And he doesn't bark at all. Like, 0 barks. I swear sometimes I feel like he is purring, but I'm not sure. And so, he's a good dog. So I gotta find him. And I was trying, I was like, why do you get distracted? What if he dies? And so I ran out to find him. And I kept shouting his name. I kept shouting his name. Do you know what his name is? His name is Shumai. Because he looks like a shumai. And then I kept screaming, Shumai, 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 Shumai. Like, where are you? Where are you, Shumai? I went like really in deep into the forest. I didn't even realize. The thing about forest is that once you go in, you just get lost. And you think you're away. You think that the forest isn't deep, but you're already deep down in the middle of the forest. So it was just me with my phone. And you know how bad iPhone flashlights are in the dark? And then I was like, where are you, Shumai? Where are you, Shumai? Where the freak are you? And then I looked around and I got jump scared because I saw this black thing. But it was just my shadow. Going further in, I saw like a dog thing. It was like a dog. And I thought it was Shumai. But I couldn't see because it was so dark. And it was black, by the way. And I was like, what the heck, Shumai? Since when do you get so black? Did you play with the mud or something? And then I walked and like trying to wanna go and get that dog. I like sneezed. I'm not sure, I sneezed and the dog ran away. I was like, what the heck? And then I felt something wet on my toes. I freaked out. And then I looked down and then it was Shumai licking my feet. I yanked him and I'm like, wait a minute. Why aren't you black? I thought I saw you, whatever. And then I hear my uncle's flashlight and him screaming, like, where are you, where are you? And then I followed the light at the end of the tunnel. And then I met up with everyone and they're like, we're planning to go in to find Shumai. What did you go in alone? And I thought you might be scared. And then I told my uncle, I'm like, yo, I saw another black dog in there. And my uncle's like, don't say that. What? I saw a black... Don't say it. What the freak? And then I get in, they're like, oh, it's like the guardian of the forest or something. The freak... The guardian of a forest is a small black dog. And then they said like a lot of people actually get lost in the forest and die. Whatever, I'm a pretty superstitious person. And I believe in ghosts and stuff. My uncle was like saying, normally they don't disturb you as long as you don't disturb them. So they probably think you're just an innocent kid and let you go. Like, I never really thought much about it, but now that I think about it, it's pretty scary. Cause it felt like the dog's eyes were just staring deep into my soul. Like I could see its eyes, but it was so dark. All I see was like two wide sockets. And then again, I thought it was just the flashlight, you know? That was my first experience inside a forest mountain.